Thank you, Chairman. It is really my pleasure to be here, and thank you very much for inviting NMHH to present our view and present the Hungarian case at your annual conference. I'm replacing here Mr. Gábor Mátrai, who is the Vice President of NMHH responsible for electronic communications. He just received a kind of unrefusable request from our Prime Minister, and now he is giving a presentation in the Hungarian Parliament. So I'm here to present to you what kind of experiences do we have in Hungary regarding broadband development. As the title of the presentation, or the title of the section I'm presenting in, is the transition strategies from copper to fiber, I need to change a little bit this title to make it more suitable to the Hungarian situation. But by the end of the presentation, you will see why I did this. Basically, I would like to speak about three main issues. First of all, I would like to give you an overview how investors see the telecom markets and the telecom industry at the moment, which is a very, very important indication for us, for regulators. After that, I would like to present to you some of the main characteristics of the Hungarian broadband market. Lastly, I will try to draw some conclusions, and when I'm not able to draw a conclusion, I would like to put give you some dilemmas to discuss in the discussion. So let me start with the investors' view about the telecom sector. This part of the presentation was put together on the basis of three studies made by Merrill Lynch, HSBC, and Credit Suisse. And this is I think that this graph is quite striking for us, because if you are looking at the intentions of where investors would need to allocate their resources, where they want to invest, you can see on this graph that the automotive industry is really very, very attractive for them. Personal and household-related industries are also very important. But on the other side, of the diagram, you can see at the bottom the telecom sector, which is really a very important indication for the regulators and for all the policymakers in the European Union. If we try to understand, or if we want to understand why investors think this, it is worthwhile to have a look at on the four main trends they identified in the telecom sector. The first one is, which is not surprising for us, is that the revenue mix of the telco industry has been changing. This means that there is so mobile revenues are getting stronger and stronger. They are increasing, and also there is a trend which indicates that flat rate packages are becoming more and more attractive all around Europe. The other trend is that there is a huge pressure on margins, which is partly driven by the very significant subsidies which are paid to smartphone producers. When you are buying your iPhone, your telecom company is really paying a huge money to Apple. The third trend, which is, in my understanding, the most important one, is that CapEx is increasing in order to improve network quality. And to this question, it is very, very important to see what is going on European level concerning net neutrality. But I don't want to speak about this issue now. And the fourth trend is that and this is the perception of the investors, that regulation focuses on price and share rather than higher investment. So it is not pro-investment, but trying to regulate excess prices in the telecom sector. The second slide is about it shows that not only HSBC but other investors are thinking on the same line. There is a common understanding that EU is falling behind in the deployment of superfast broadband platforms. And the main reason for that, in their understanding, is that there is a lack of predictability in regulatory decisions. It is, again, important for us, for regulators, to understand why investors think this. Again, I mentioned earlier that there is a regulatory regime which is too favorable to resellers and not for the incumbent operators. And in their understanding, there is a bias towards or more regulation is much more consumer oriented. There are some very striking views as well, and recommendations what should be done on European level to help investment in this sector. They would like to. They propose to give freedom to on NGA pricing to regulators. They would require the regulator to provide a positive copper pricing signals, meaning that lets operators to increase the price of copper. There is a need for sticking to technology agnosticism, which is, I think that, in my understanding, it's not a real problem in Europe. So it's the regulatory regime is rather technology neutral, and the most exciting advice is that regulators should be freed up to consider the need to support infrastructure, meaning a kind of release in the regulatory environment. So, in my understanding, and the main conclusion of these studies is that investment is badly needed in Europe in the telecom sector, but it is also a conclusion that high-speed broadband projects must be made more attractive for investors to invest. Okay. The second part of my presentation is about the Hungarian situation. I would like to show you three graphs where not the figures are interesting, but the trends. If you are looking at this graph, it shows the broadband penetration by the different technologies in Hungary, and the main conclusion from this slide is that the DSL technology is slightly decreasing, and the FTTH and cable technology is increasing. It is not surprising because it is a general trend in the EU. The second graph shows the high bandwidth or high-speed broadband technologies in Hungary, and here again you can identify that cable is really very important on the Hungarian market. So both FTTH and cable is increasing, but the cable technology has a much bigger share on the Hungarian market. And my last slide concerning the Hungarian situation, I think that this is the most interesting one. So if you are looking at the graph, the bluish areas represent. So this is a comparison between the EU 15 countries and Hungary. If you are looking at the bluish sections of the graphs, this represents the incumbent DSL technology and other type of technologies provided